Streaming cyberspace into your place, sanctioned by the Bootleg Racing League from New Smyrna Speedway. It's doubleheader Saturday night on the Virtual Grip Network. First up, final round coverage of the Outlaw SK Modified Invitational Series, Season 38. Over each season of its significant lifespan, the BRL has run several series simultaneously. Whether one championship is more prestigious than another is debatable, but one argument is beyond contestation, and that being this Outlaw SK Modified Invitational Series has the longest history and by definition is the most historic. 37 times before, an SK Modified champ has been crowned. 11 different heads have worn the prize tiara, but only 5 more than once. Tonight, with the Season 33 championship already on his resume, hoping to join the list of multi-time SK Modified title holders that includes twice crowned Brian Neff, thrice crowned Todd Liston, 5-time champions Donnie Moore and Matt Hoos, and finally, the legend known as Short Track Baltimore, 16-time Outlaw SK Modified champ J.R. Shepard is Aiden Young Gun Young. 16 points behind Young in the standings, and the only driver with the slimmest of a chance to keep Young out of the multi-time champ club is the aforementioned Donnie Moore. Known as Old Time, to the despair of many, Moore has announced that this, his 396th career modified start, will be his last. And if the racing gods are feeling poetic, what better use of rhythm and rhyme than for those deities to compose Moore a final stanza where Old Time retires with a 6th trophy. The sweetness of future nostalgia coats tonight's event like syrup on pancakes, and like any good breakfast, will leave those who consume it nourished and more than satisfied. So pull the lever on the lazy boy and settle in for the memories in the making that is the simulated short time racing action that's about to stream your way. From the flattest state in the nation, a warm Floridian hello and welcome on this Saturday night, March 16th, 2025. It's Zach Shaggy Chapman joining yours truly, Bill Soups on high to the VGN broadcast booth to bring you our Word's Eye view. As always, we play Ryan Seneker, turning the knobs and pushing the sliders. Okay, Shaggy, what about this place and these cars?
Well, I'll tell you what, Soup, for a half-mile racetrack here at New Smyrna Speedway, what's a little odd about it is, let's run along with Donnie Moore here. He's going through the middle of 3 and 4. Now, straightaways here, only 600 feet long, okay? And when we get into the corners, 750 feet. You see all the time they spend in the turns, wide sweeping corners. You don't have a lot of time to get stuff done down the straightaway. So we're going to see guys diamonding off this 23-degree banking and really trying to pick up speed off exit to make the run happen quick, because 17-second lap times, stuff's going to happen real quick here tonight.
You talked about 17 seconds, and 17 is the number that Aiden Young Gun Young is thinking about. All he needs to do is finish 17th or better for him to get that second championship, and with only 18 drivers here, well, there's still the slimmest of slim chance for Donnie Moore, as mentioned in the opening. But if anything were to happen to Aiden Young to give Moore a championship, it has to happen quick, and it needs to happen severely. With that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the points. You can see that Young, he's got himself already 4 wins this season. Moore has 1, as does Sir James Lowe. So there's 6 wins right up there in your top 3. Chris Davis has a pair of wins. Make that 8 wins in your top 5. The only driver in the top 5 without a win is Todd Liston. Liston, of course, the 3-time champion of this series. Ruben Altice, well, he's down there in 6th position, and the Cape Man Trey Bloom right after him. Scott Negas, always fast, has a win, but he's buried in 8th position. John Wilson and Chris Hayslip round out your top 10 of this 38th season. Glad you are with us. We got one more after tonight, late models. And Aiden Young is indeed trying to do the twofers. He's looking to get not only this SK Modified Championship, but he's also trying to follow that up with one of the late models as well. Very Shepardian.
No, yeah, okay, that's what I was going to ask, Soup. I'm kind of the new guy on the block. Has anybody done that? But I'm guessing JR has.
JR, when you get all those championships, it's hard not to win 2 in a row. Definitely impressive. With that said, let's go ahead and run down the starting order of all 18 drivers are here tonight. Very eclectic names, an eclectic field. We got some rookies that are back, some old-timers that have decided to show up. So pay attention as we run down these 18. You're going to find it interesting. It's going to be the Canadian Goose, John Wilson, starting in the first position. He's going to have Brendan Myers outside of him.
When's the last time we saw this guy show up 2 races in a row? Steven Spies to the inside of row 2, to the outside, Scott Nees.
Man, that is a fast second row. Spies and Negas together up front. Watch out if you're Wilson and Myers, because the back row, the row behind you, is coming. How about Kurt Smith? He'll be in the 5th position. And Aiden Young Gun Young, your points leader, he's going to get slotted all the way up to the outside of row 3.
Row 4 to the inside, Ruben Altice, to the outside, Todd Liston.
James Lowe in 9th. And shed a tear for old Tom Donnie Moore as he makes his final modified start here tonight. He'll go outside of row 5.
Chris Hazlip lines up on the inside of row 6, to the outside, Tim Corder.
In the Baker's Dozen spot, it's Trey Bloom and the Chief, Tom Hilbert. Oh, let me correct myself. It's the Chief's brother, younger brother, Tom Hilbert. He'll be in the 14th spot.
Ed Foster to the inside of row 8, to the outside, the 5 of Todd Cousins.
Well done, Mike. That was well done there. 17th and 18th. Jeffrey Harden. Now, Brandy, his wife, says that Jeffrey's been depressed as of late. And she thinks that it's because that her hubby has not been racing enough. So she's given him permission. In fact, not permission, she's demanded that Jeffrey get the 36 out there more often. So look for him to be full-time coming around next season. He's going to be flanked by the refresher, John Hine.
Yeah, and believe it or not, Soup, they are out there because at one point a couple years ago, my wife said the exact same thing. I was too depressed when I hopped off, so I needed to get back on.
I think it's all an act from Harden, personally. Just moping around hoping to get some more lap time. All right, let's turn our attention up to car number 75. It is John Wilson. Wilson has the championships in the late model. Does not have one of these in the SK Modified. It's really not been the season he had hoped for. The man to watch out for is Brendan Myers, and then the light blue number 11 out there. Sneaky fast is Myers. The fast row behind him of Spies and Negas. Chug along for the final time this season. Makes you want to holler, hi-ho! They head down into the first corner. John Wilson gets the jump, working on the inside. That is the 55 of Steven Spies. He's going to wait a little bit. Side by side, look at Myers trying to work hard on the outside. Negas tucks into 4th, and we get all the way through lap number 1 clean. They are really bunched up 2 by 2 by 2 behind them.
Yeah, kind of surprised Steven didn't take the jump there on the inside, but he fell up behind the 11 of Brennan, and maybe this is something I didn't foresee. We may see a little top line come in as, you know, it really flattens out coming out of the corners, and you want to float up to the corner. So don't be surprised if you see the high grooves start to work.
The front 5 goes single file. The first 2 wide is Kurt Smith, who's really having a hard time keeping the car going straight beneath the 87 of Todd Liston. Liston gets the move. Smith now being challenged, and now there's a battle up front.
Yeah, Brennan Myers bounced off the backstretch wall coming out of 2, and it allowed the 55 of Steven Spies to work on by, and look you, the caveman, Scott Negas trying to come on through. He isn't the caveman, Trey Bloom is. Man, what is going on with me tonight?
Nevertheless, Negas down there with the club saying, yabba dabba doo, trying to pick up that spot he began on Myers. Negas settles down into 4th position. Speaking of the caveman, Trey Bloom is buried back in 12th position. 1 up from where he started from the Baker's Dozen position. They race in 2 wide behind him. Let's go ahead. Now look at the first 2 wide position we're looking at back there. That is on the low side, Kurt Smith. Oh, now something has happened, and Smith is way off the pace. Is he calling it a night? I don't know what happened. He was racing on the inside. All of a sudden, he's way off the pace, and everybody goes by.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he maybe made a little contact, didn't want to come up in the racing line and make it 3 wide. You don't want to do that here. I think playing the long game, Kurt knows he's going to have a quick car at the end.
Working lap number 7. The good news for Aiden Young Gun Young is rookie Tim Corder did not go to the grid. He'll be slotted into that 18th spot unless he can come back and maybe run some laps here as a late starter but that means only 17 cars took the grid. That's going to guarantee the championship to Young Gun. He's going to pick up his second. Wow, I took my breath away, and it continues to take a breath away. It's what Steven Spies is doing. That car, oh my goodness, does not look happy.
No, I was watching it. I assume that's what you saw. It looked like a dirt track late model coming off of 4 and 2 there. Steven really showing you don't want to get these tires angry down here at the beach. This is a pretty hot surface down here in Florida, so you got to keep the tires cool.
A lot of vitamin C down here in Florida, but also a lot of dirtiness out there on the track. And Spies continues, man. This is a yellow flag that if it hasn't flown yet, it's about to. Spies and Negas going at it.
Yeah, Steven didn't give him a lot of room there in 1 and 2. Gives him a lot more in 3 and 4, but just trying to fight tooth and nail to hold on to P3. But right now, maybe a little early, but I think in there, Steven, he's going to clear. Maybe Aiden trying to join the party.
My goodness, out there. He can race with reckless abandon now. Is Aiden Young Gun Young. He doesn't need to worry about a result. He's just out there turning in the laps. He would sure like to finish this one with a win if he could. He's already got 4. A 5th one would be extra vitamin C sweet.
Yeah,
look at the outside line work.
Yeah, it really is working. And I'm wondering, I was going to say, Soup, do you think, I know Negas, he wants to run real well, but he's won championships before. He's a quick driver. How much of that is, I don't want to get into the point leader right now because Aiden's getting a lot of room up there.
Well, he hails from Nova Scotia, and that is part of Canada. And what we know about Canadians is that they are very polite. Really going to miss them when they become our 51st state, because I don't think Americans are nearly as polite as they are in Canada. So that's going to be that's going to be a real change in culture for them.
Too soon, Soup. Too soon. Man, Liston, he's trying to find a way around Negas. Negas has been sliding. We're riding on the nose of him. He drives it in a lot deeper, but that's where the 29, he diamonds off the corner and he extends a little bit going down the front stretch. So right now, the 87 probably using up that right front a little more, but he wants that track position.
Well, this is the point of the race where we always like to look at the big mover. Who is it? Well, it's the number 71 of John Hyde. He started dead last. He's picked up 5 spots. While that's going on, we got action up front. What do you see?
Yeah, Myers taking a peek low on the Goose here. The Goose drove a little wide on the exit of 4, and Myers had a good run coming off. He's down there. He's in the preferred line. Now the Goose, can he shut the door on Steven? No, Steven's going to try to join in.
So we got USA in 1, Canada in 2. USA in 3 and 4, and Canada in 5. North America well represented here in the Bootleg Racing League.
We're 3 wide there, right behind. Man, oh man, I couldn't tell. Was that James Lowe in the 99? Drove it in deep on the bottom. Soup, they survived 3 wide and 3 and 4. But man, oh man, Donnie Moore, what a finale. He was stuck in the middle 3 wide. He's probably not going to miss that.
When you've raced 395 races before, and it's your final lap, and you got a final race, and you got a chance to make it 3 wide, why not do it? Donnie Moore back there. My goodness, he is in a hornet's nest right now. John Wilson stuck on the top side. He's going to lose a spot to James Lowe. The Goose beginning to drop.
Yeah, James Lowe, he has been making up time. He's driving in a lot lower than a lot of the other drivers, but he's making it stick. Anxious to see. He's not really heating up those right side tires like we saw the 55 do slide. James has really got his own line around here, and it's paying off.
That is Todd Liston, 3-time champ, stuck on the top side. Underneath the quiet man, Ruben Altice. Altice is going to get the best of that one. Liston does a good job of keeping it off the wall. The outside line puts up a good fight, but eventually it loses it.
Yeah, it just seems like how much is that person willing to give? You know, Liston probably not beating up his tires as bad on the inside, but shorter way around. If Ruben drives it in there, gets those elbows out here in 1 and 2, he should be able to clear him on exit. Oh, Liston with too big of a run, but he taps that wall. He's going to lose a little bit of speed.
Now I hear a cheer from the fans. What am I hearing? Some type of chant on this 26th lap. Why on lap 26? I'm hearing bow wow meow, bow wow meow. Oh, the fans, one, they're putting up one hand with 2 fingers, the other hand with 6 fingers. It's a tribute to the 26th of Donnie Moore making his final stop. Oh, wasn't that sweet? Boy, you never know what these fans are going to come up with.
Now, that's got to be a hard glove to purchase, I would imagine.
Well, iRacing makes them 3-dimensional. They can do whatever they like. They're coming your way there. There's still a nice job from Brendan Myers. He's led himself 10 laps. We've only had 2 leaders. 10 from Myers. John Wilson, the Canadian, led the first 17. But, Brendan, they are back behind you. You got some big names back there. Spees, Young, Lowe. And now Negus, who was running hard. What happened to Negus? He's gone. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's still in 5th. Okay.
He's running around in 5th, just hanging out. But those 2 guys, well, we finally saw there. Altice had to give up on Liston, but they were going back and forth for it seemed like 10 laps. Man, oh man, those guys, they're having a lot of fun out here for the final night of the season.
Indeed. All drivers still on the lead lap. No, let me correct myself. Tom Hilbert, 14 laps down, called it. Well, he's still in there. He may bring it back out. Kurt Smith, last car on the lead lap, racing in the sweet 16th position. All ribbon and curls is Kurt Smith after he had that little incident where he slowed down. He's back on pace now.
Steven Spees, oh, he got loose again coming off of 4. He is driving that thing for all it's worth. I thought he was going to go around. I'm sorry for the false alarm, but man, he's had so many close calls.
That's all right. Part of the training they make us do here at VGN to commentate is to watch Days of Thunder. And of course, we learned from that, loose is fast. Speeds right now, if that is the case, this car must be really quick.
Yeah, it's kind of where you want the loose. So, I mean, drivers, you want to drive it in a little deep and have it loose in the center of the corner, help you steer the car, not have as much wheel input. But that loose coming off, that can be a nightmare for a driver because, well, what that means is you can't get on the throttle as early as everybody else. You're really burning up that right rear, and that's where it can become a long night. And I think we're going to have to see Steven maybe duck back, lose a spot, but definitely cool these tires down for a couple laps.
Well, Spees' struggles or Myers' good fortune as the number 11 continues to race out front. He's not pulling away from anybody. We ride on board with the double nickel right now.
No, and if anything, we're kind of seeing the field re-tighten up. We've almost got a 7-8 car pack. We've got the top 5 pretty close, with 6th, 7th, and 8th right there trying to hitch on. So this is anybody's race at this point. We're not even close to halfway.
Look down there, the car racing in 4th. James Lowe is your big mover. He's up 5 spots. I want to talk a little bit about John Hine. He's racing in 4th, but he's kind of ran out of cars to pick up. He's all by himself. He's got a long way to go before he gets to the Magpie, Ed Foster. Let's go ahead and look at the yellow number 4 right now. There's Magpie. Haven't seen him. Good to see racing from down under. The Aussie is back with us, or as I've been told, the Aussie. Another rookie, Todd Coslins, ahead of him. Trey Bloom, Donnie Moore, and Chris Hazlip.
He's got a big day over there, Soup. I mean, he's got another race to go if he wants to, and then they got the F1 race in Australia here in a couple hours. So, exciting day for the wonder from down under.
I did not know that. Hey, let's look up here a little farther up. Aiden Young under attack from James Lowe. They sorted out. Spees is really, he is solid on the wheel like a lumberjack.
Oof. Caution, first caution of the night here.
Oh, it's Hazlip and Donnie Moore. Donnie Moore squeezed him. They need to get that guy out of the league. That's just uncalled for. See if they can suspend the 26 as he squeezes Hazlip down inside to, what's that Trey Bloom that he got into?
He definitely gave Chris more room than I would have gave him. So, Donnie, that's coming from Soup, not me, brother.
That's just uncalled for. Let's dial up to 26 and give him a piece of our mind here. Bring him to 26. We'll bring in Donnie Moore right now. Donnie Moore, that's just nonsense. You squeezed Hayslip. That's suspendable, baby. We're not going to put up with that kind of nonsense. Keep that up and you're out of here.
All right, so, yeah, I don't know what happened to Chris. Sorry if that was me.
How are you feeling out there?
Slow.
All right, well, you're racing about where you started. We're about halfway through. Good luck to you. We keep an eye on you.
Thanks, boss.
All right. Donnie came over and said, if you want to give me some accolades, Soup, what I take the most pride in is finishing second to J.R. Shepherd's 87 championships. Of J.R. Shepherd's combined 87 championships, Donnie Moore finished behind him 22 times. That's pretty impressive.
Is that a real number?
87 championships, yes. Well,
oh my gosh. Man, you guys, okay. No, obviously a little insight. I hear stories about JR all the time. I call a broadcast with him, actually. And man, oh man, I had no idea that many.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Baltimore is almost not evil enough of a moniker to attach to J.R. Shepherd. It got serious ugliness going on there for a while. The number 11 of Brendan Myers, he's having a good time of it. He's led 26 laps. Okay, he's got Spees to his outside. Spees has not looked very comfortable out there. I would not be surprised if Young Gun inside of row 2 gets the best of Spees. And we'll see what James Lowe can do in the 99. He's behind Spees. Let's see if he gives him a bump, has some help to get going. We go racing to green. A good jump from our leader. And I'm surprised. Spees looks very good. Lowe almost gets into the back of him. Aiden Young, he can force the issue if he wants. Good momentum coming out of 2 for Spees as he's stuck on the outside. Did a good job. iRacing is going to credit Myers with this. But too wide. They don't go as fast. Single file. This is some good racing up front.
Yeah, and I think Steven can thank James for that because it looked like Aiden was going to let him slot in line. You talked about it. James drove in deep to 1 and 2, and I think Steven maybe got a little scared in the mirror. But now it looks like he's not going to complete. Oh, we got a big wreck coming out of 4.
Oh, it involves 3-time champ Todd Liston and 5-time champ Donnie Moore. I think Liston got loose, and I think he came up in front of Wilson. And Wilson then turns him down into Moore. And Moore puts it down on the inside wall.
Yeah, then, that was a pretty big hit. Hopefully he can keep on rolling. That'd be a tough way to end, but tough break there. You said it. Liston just gets a little loose there coming off of 4. And cold tires can do that to you off a restart. Just couldn't handle it.
An inauspicious ending to a race for Donnie Moore. Moore keeps the ASPCA special out there. And of course, Donnie Moore traditionally in that ASPCA special, which is why the fans were yelling now. I realize bow wow meow in honor of all the cats and dogs you want to get spaded. Neutered and spaded. Spaded and neutered. And whatever you do to them. Get them so they don't make more little ones.
I was having trouble connecting that dot. I'm glad you clarified that for me. That was going through my head for a while.
Well, despite the crash, Moore continues to race in 6th. Don't know if the car will actually turn left when he gets to the end. Pretty much the same names up front that we've seen. Myers, Spees, Young, Lowe, Negus. Ed Foster in 6th. We'll dial up Ed Foster if they let him go around one more time. I see the lights going left to right on top of the pace car. They may be double up this time around, and we won't have time to talk to Ed. It's always good to talk to Magpie.
Yeah, I want to know how close he is to the F1 race. We do got to bring him up the next caution seat.
We will do that. We will do that. Australia, a rather small country. You don't have to travel far to get from side to side, so it's a good possibility that he's right there.
I was always taught in geography, yeah, Australia's huge, but you're basically from 3 cities, right? Like Melbourne, Sydney, and I can't remember the other one.
Yeah, I think you put them all together there, and there's a lot of desert in between. All right, we go racing here one more time. We've crossed halfway. We're in lap number 52. It has been Brendan Myers having a great run. Speed's able to get the best of second. Battle is back for third. On the inside is Young. He's not as good on the inside as he is on the outside. That's what Young likes to do. Let me get out there and stretch my legs a little bit. Lowe has that outside line right now. Young is tied up right behind Negus. Negus peeks underneath the 11, trying to go to the inside. Brendan Myers says, not right now. We still got more race to go. The battle is behind. Negus is now got to run underneath there as he's watching from behind as those cars are back. That his speed step was loose. Negus back in 5th position. Thought he might have a spot there with Young and Lowe tied up behind Speeds, but they get that sorted out. Now Speeds is under pressure. Hey, look at that! It's the number 26 old Tom Donnie Moore. The car still turns left.
That's what I was about to say, Soup. They waited all season to bring the tank out. I mean, He slammed that thing off the inside wall, and here he is still competing for a chance at a top 5. Way to go, Donnie.
Oh, I like 3 wide back there, but Donnie Moore's not going to let it happen. Come on, Donnie. Make it happen, baby. The number 11 Myers out in front. He is being pestered by Speeds. Great racing. Usually we like to work our way through the field, show you all the action, but right now, the action to watch is the action up front.
Yeah, and truthfully, Soup, if you'd go back and watch these races this season, you normally don't see these 4 at the front this early. Oh, right. Steven's getting loose. Oh, man, he caught it again. Oh, my God.
Aiden Young gets checked up, and now he moves to the outside. Not sure if that's going to be a problem for him. Speed is working both sides of the track, which means there's no way for Young and Lowe to get around him.
Yeah, and Aiden trying to fight to get down to the bottom. It's just not enough room yet. He's got a big run off of 2. He can shut the door this time.
And perhaps the biggest fan of Steven Speeds right now is Brendan Meyer. The looser Speeds gets, the slower he goes, and the bigger cushion for the number 11.
Yeah, Steven just working so hard to drive that thing center off, really diamond it off the corner when he gets to the back of the 11, and he's just really putting a lot of stress and heat on those right side tires. He can do it for a couple laps, but then you see it just gives away, no grip. I'd rather be dirt racing. Oh, there we go. See, that's a real gambler motorsports driver at heart right there.
Well, I think he's giving us evidence of that by the way he's racing this asphalt track. I mean, he's out on dirt.
You're not kidding me. He loves those. That's a dirt midget there on the back of his car. He loves those wingless sprint cars, and he is absolutely driving this one just like it tonight.
Speaking of midgets, I'd like to stand up for all the little people in America, especially those in the Screen Actors Guild that didn't get cast in the new Snow White movie. They actually used computer-generated little people instead of real little people. I find that offensive. With that said, we go back to racing.
Hopefully it's better than the Willy Wonka movie where they cloned the same guy a bunch of times in that remake. Jeez,
that's terrible. Brendan Myers, your leader. Steven Speeds, who wishes he was raising a midget right now.
There's the real caveman taking a peek under Kurt Smith. He couldn't do anything with it. You're just starting to see, and the way Aiden fought off James Lowe, you may want to get to that middle line to complete the pass, and that means you're really going to pinch that guy down to the bottom. It's going to get more difficult to pass the longer we go.
Back there looking at the caveman. Of course, he's the Montanan Canadian researcher. Started his own lab. I think it's because he took my advice and is checking into apricot pits. So we wish him the best there. Doing some noble work up there in southern Canada.
John Hine working to the inside of Chris Hazlip, or his Liston working to the outside of John Hine. You don't really know where you... Oh, there's a little contact here, racing for 14th. John runs a little wide.
Let's go up to second. Speed's got loose for the umpteenth time. And that's going to open the door, and he's loose again! And that's going to not only open the door for Young to get through, James Lowe is going to take advantage of that. Negus says, how about we make it 3 guys? Man, there is nothing left. Speeds is putting on a show. I think he's just looking to get style points out there.
Yeah,
Drifting that car around.
And there we saw the 99 of James Lowe do the same thing, center off. So guys showing if they want to get this pass done, they got to do it quick. If you heat up those right side tires, you are in trouble.
Let's talk about a couple big movers. How about rookies that are on the move? Ed Foster, up 6 spots. Another rookie, Todd Cousin, up 6 spots. Way to go, young guys.
Yeah, and Ed, one of those guys running a similar line to Steven. He's really diamonding off the corners. He's backing up the entrance. He's got a lot of speed center off, and Ed, if he keeps this up, he's going to pick off a couple more spots before this thing's over. See, he's getting a big run. He may take a peek here. He's going to look low. I just love the way he drives that thing off. Oh, and now the 75, the Goose, he gets a little loose there. Man, oh man, you maybe get caught looking up in that mirror. You step in the throttle a little earlier than you're used to. And that rear end just starts to step around.
The Goose, getting a little loose. My partner doing a little Dr. Seuss for you.
They just happen by accident sometimes.
Okay. Glad you were with us here. The final race, season number 38. When you get to season 38, you really appreciate that the series organizer says, that is Negan now looking underneath Spees. That the nomenclature used to signify what series we are on. They don't use Roman numerals because that gets very confusing. Let's look up front. Oh my goodness. This is Young all over the back of Myers. He gets a good run. Oh, what a bite he got out of 2.
Yeah, Myers clipped that apron a little bit on the exit of 2. Aiden Diamond's underneath, and we'll see if we're going to have a new leader. We do at the line. Give it to the 69.
And Myers gives him plenty of room, does not get into him. That's going to cost him not only the lead, cost him second positions as well. Oh, how sweet the championship champagne tastes when you do it on a season that you have multiple wins, and that's what Young Gun is trying to do right now.
Yeah, definitely emphasize that try, though, because I have talked about this 99 so many times, and now that he can see that checkered flag, man, he has had a quick race car. He's going to give Aiden a handful for these last 20-some laps.
Scott Negus gets the best of Steve and Spees. We are working lap number 78. Spees has spent about half the laps going sideways. And I really think there is nothing left. Let's look at Spees right now. Donnie Moore is just going to power around the top side. The 55 is cooked.
Yeah, what I'd give for iRacing to let us see their live tire temps and wear. Oh, man, that right rear has got to be glowing.
So, perhaps maybe the final pass of his SK Modified career, Donnie Moore moves himself into the top 5. Coming around.
Around lap 82 here, Sue.
You know what time it is here? If you're thinking about winning, get the mirror ball spinning, grip the groove, make your move. Put on your dancing shoes, show us what you can do. It's time to boogie. There you go. And I tell you, the man who's out there Woohoo! Doing his moves right now is James Lowe.
Yeah, he heard you. Once you kick that music on, Soup, he is reeled in the leash here, and one mistake from the 69, and we're going to have a new leader.
James Lowe on Aiden Young, tighter than a new pair of shoes on a rainy day. Tighter than a Mardi Gras wino. Comes out of 4. Right on the tail. Look at the diving in deeper than Buddha's belly button. I got a million of them. Great run out of 4, out of 3. Out of 2, heading down into 3. I got sayings. I don't know what corner they're on.
Aiden doing such a good job of planting that thing in the middle of the corners. Definitely doesn't have as much speed as the 99, but I think the only way he's going to get around that 69 is maybe a little shot coming out of the corner and loosen up that rear end a little bit.
Aiden Young takes it down into corner number 2. Hugs the inside tighter than a shrunken pair of Fruit of the Looms. A good drive now off of 2 from Lowe. Dives it in deeper than a Chilean miner. They are Cialis bathtubs down the front straight. Side by side through 1 and 2. Momentum to the top side.
Man, James is giving it everything he can, and he's doing it as clean as he can. This is going to be an exciting last 10 laps here.
Racing like a kidney stone is Aiden Young, hard to pass. Lowe all over the back of him. Running out of laps.
Ruben Altice trying to kick Donnie Moore out of a top 5 season finale here. I don't know if he's going to take it away.
Look at that one. While they are side by side, while we look at the leaders. Now we go back. Altice on the inside. Caution is out. Oh, Brandy, your man got sideways. Chris Hazlip and Jeffrey Harden get together.
Yeah, I think Jeff's going to get a little bit of help here. I mean, he enters in pretty high, but the lipper doesn't go that low. Just tries to run that middle line, and they make a little bit of contact.
I think the lipper's going to get a little lip from Jeffrey Harden if Harden has anything to say about that one. Well, well, well. What does that mean for our leaders? James Lowe's going to be put to the outside of Aiden Young. Let's dial up the 99 and see if he's got anything for Young Gun. I'll take the first question there, Shaggy, and I'll give you the second one. James Lowe in the number 99 in second. Having a good race. Started in 9th of 7 positions. Okay, it's Soup up in the booth. James, you almost had him, then the yellow came out. Can you do anything on the outside?
We'll see. I'll rely on this restart here if I get a good one or not. If I'm able to hold his outside, it should be pretty cut and dry. But if I got to fall back behind him again, who knows what happened, but we'll give it our best shot.
Yeah, you know, you kind of answered my question there, James, but knowing Aiden kind of has this championship locked up, how aggressive do we get? Do we pinch him down? Do we force him to the inside? What's the move?
Well, I don't know. We'll see how it goes here. I'm not going to pinch him too hard. Not really worth all that. So, yeah, we're just going to fight it out and see who has the best car here.
All right, my suggestion, go early, make the race stewards take it away from you. Good luck.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't disagree with that strategy.
It's the final race of the season. Let's see what. Let's make the race stewards earn their keep here. Brendan Meyer's having a nice run in third. Negus has been back there the whole time. Maybe the Nova Scotia driver can steal something back there. Ruben Altice and Donnie Moore sitting in row 3. This is not a green-white checker. We're going to get this in, and there's room for one more. Okay. Myers gives Young a boost. Young gets the break. Lowe stuck to the outside. He has room if he wants it. He's going to try to power around the outside. He's got a good run off of 2. Let's see if he dives on underneath. It's there if he wants it. He's going to wait. Oh, how polite is James Lowe?
Yeah, you know, I was thinking exactly what you were saying. I thought he would have dove to the inside. He had a big run off of 2, but still a couple laps to go, and the 99 always plays nice.
Myers inside Negas. Altice inside Moore. Those are the battle for 3rd and 5th. They come across the line. The laps are running out. We'll apologize to the guys who are too wide behind. We're going to focus our attention up front. Aiden, Young Gun Young. He already has 4 wins this season. Would like to pick up a 5th and just put an exclamation point on his 2nd championship. They come across the line. 2 to go. James Lowe working both sides of the track like a jaywalking milkman. Looking high, looking low, looking for any way around. There is no room there. Smooth as dolphin skin as Aiden Young Gun Young. 4 corners to go. Lowe is stalking. He sweeps up high. Now he's going to duck it down, trying to get a run off of 2, force the issue into 3. He's 2 feet back. He's 1 foot back. He was there, but he doesn't force the issue. He's going to run out of real estate. Race win number 5, championship number 2 goes to Aiden Young Gun Young. And then, coming across, well down the order, is Donnie Moore. Glad you were with us. Go ahead.
I thought we'd see a big send there from James Lowe, get a little early fireworks show, but man, oh man, Aiden had just enough that James didn't want to force it. That was a good way to end the season, Sue. Good finish.
It is indeed. With that said, the racing is over, but our broadcast is not. We'll come back, run down the entire finishing order, talk to the top 3 drivers before we put a shoelace on the gate, because we got another broadcast coming up a little bit later. You're watching the Virtual Grip Network. Welcome back to New Smyrna Raceway, New Smyrna Speedway, and VGN's coverage of the SK Modified Invitational Series Season 38. The results are in. Let's give them to you now. Aiden Young Gun Young picks up his 5th victory of the season and goes into the championship in style as he does with a win. Makes that championship champagne extra sweet. Congratulations, Aiden Young Gun Gun, as he becomes the 6th driver to pick up multiple SK Modified crowns. James Lowe in the 99 had a nice run as he goes 9th to 2nd. Scott Negus gets the final podium spot. Brendan Myers led a lot of the laps. He'll finish in 4th. And then, you old time there on that sad hide, curse bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into the dying of the light. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Donnie Moore comes home in 5th. Ruben Altice in 6th. John Wilson in 7th. 8th, 9th, and 10th. Spees, Cousins, and Foster.
The Caveman bringing it home 11th. Todd Liston 12th. Jeffrey Harden in that. Well, actually, I want you to speak up, Soup. Do we start, or no, we qualify week 1, don't we?
No, these work. These work.
Okay. So Jeffrey Harden will start on the pole here next season in that 13th position. Chris Hazlett 14th. John Hine 15th. Kurt Smith 16th. Tom Hilbert with the early race exit coming home 17th. And Tim Corder had a couple other plans tonight, but he's still on the list there, 18th.
Just to drill down a little bit on Jeffrey Harden's good fortune there. That's going to be starting next week, guys. There's no break between seasons this time. So just in 7 days, we'll talk a little bit more of it when we wrap up the broadcast. But we'll be going season number 39 starting in just 7 days. Let's go ahead and bring in Aiden Young Gun Young. He's a fireman. He works, I don't know, it's either Vermont, New Hampshire. I can't remember. Where is it, Aiden? Where actually do you save lives?
Vermont and New Hampshire. I'm on both.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's nice. If you haven't, let me ask you this question, because this could come up. If you had all things being equal and you had one life to save, would it be somebody from Vermont or somebody from New Hampshire? You have to choose.
Probably New Hampshire.
I love that he answered that.
I didn't know if he would. That's probably against Firehouse policy. All right. Hey, congratulations. You had to take your time, and then when you got to the lead, you were able to hold off James Lowe. Any worries there with that late caution?
Yeah, not really. Just staying calm and cool, collective.
All right. We're going to go big picture here now. You got this one, but the one that you came in that you said that you really wanted, you already had yourself an SK Modified. I want the viewers to stick around because you're going to try to do it again coming up in the late models. Yeah, you feel good about that?
I feel okay. This is definitely not my best track, so I'm surprised I won in the SK, so we'll see how the late model does.
Okay, when you do real-world racing, which car races more like the ones you drive here on VGN? Is it the late models that we drive later on, or the modifieds, or they're not even close?
Oh, they're not really close because the one I drive in real life is a front-wheel drive.
Oh, that's right. I forget about that. Final question I want to get to before we get you out of here. When you do those real-life races, are tires an issue, or are they good for not only one race but lots of races?
They're good for lots of races. It's just a matter of the weather and how much rubber's on the track.
Okay, well, good job. We'll keep an eye on you. We'll see you in just a little while. Aiden Young, congratulations on your 2nd SK Modified Championship. Well done, man.
Thank you.
All right. And we apologize to all the Vermontians who are not going to be saved, all things being equal, by Young. Okay, who you got?
It's so not fair to say that before I gotta talk. James Lowe, Shaggy up here in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
James, man, you know the old adage, the fastest car doesn't always win, and I think we saw that here tonight, man. You had a lot of speed, but you decided to play nice there at the end. If you could go back and do it all over again, do you make the move there on the final lap going into 3?
If it was a situation where the points were closer and it would actually meant something, I might would have made a move or two, but unless he would have slipped up, that's the only way I was going to really get by him, and he didn't do that, so congrats to him, and yeah, we'll move on.
Yeah, you know, speaking of guys slipping up, man, we saw that, and you even had it a couple times coming off of 4. Why was it so treacherous tonight, just overheating that right rear and not finding the grip? What was the deal there?
The only issue I had was every once in a while I'd get a little bit too low on that paint and it would kick the back end out. But a lot of people right from the beginning, that's why you saw me, I kind of chilled in ninth or whatever there for a little while. They were running really hard, and I knew that wasn't going to work out too well for them. So I just kind of waited for a few laps and then went and made it a lot easier to get through there.
Well, hey, man, playing the long game as always, and James worked great tonight. Finishing the season with a P2, that's something to hang your hat on. Congratulations, bud. Anybody you want to thank before we kick you out of here?
Yeah, thank Mount Mary Alice for watching like always. You guys for broadcasting, and yeah, we'll see you next year.
Hey, man, next week, no break this year, so hopefully we'll see you back next week. Good luck next season, James.
Thanks, man.
James Lowe finished in second. My phone is blowing up. Apparently you call someone from Vermont, not a Vermontonian, which I thought they are a Vermontier. Okay, well, that's good to know. I apologize to all the people from that wonderful maple syrup state. With that said, we'll bring up another man who knows about maple syrup, Scott Negus. Scott, congratulations. Well done.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
You were racing back there fourth or fifth. I don't know if you had fun racing behind Steven Spies, but I've never seen a car more sideways. I don't know if it only shows up in the broadcast, if you really weren't aware of it, when you had your hands full. But, man, the 55, that got sideways a lot.
I was admiring his new paint scheme because I was looking at his driver's door quite a bit tonight, actually.
I can imagine. Well, it was fun. You just didn't have quite enough for those two guys up front, but you were quick. It was nice to see you get a good starting spot.
Yeah, I was just trying to be patient tonight, and I waited too long to try to... I didn't want to mess up Aiden or James because I knew they were in a championship hunt. I just looked at the stats. That darn Aiden had 5 wins in these things, so holy cow.
Yeah, holy cow is right. He was very impressive in this one. All right, well, he's going to try for another championship coming up in the late models. We'll see you in that one just a little while. Good luck to you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right. And we say goodbye to the Nova Scotian. Yes, I will look that one up too. That's the reason to tune in to the next show. Not only are we going to bring you the racing, but we'll also let you know what you call somebody from Nova Scotia. I'm thinking Nova Scotiaite might be it. With that said, when are we going to be on again? Well, you see it right now. We're going to bring it up to you. I've lost my graphic, but you can see what it is. Page 17 of the VGN Commentator's Handbook says that the viewers can read, so you can read for yourself when you're coming back. What's most important is that don't go far, because we're going to be right back to do another show. Make yourself a little snack, and we'll see you in a little while. Until then, have fun storming the castle.